I 24 male had a threesome with my girlfriend 24 female and now she wants to have sex with another guy. Because I had sex with another girl. My girlfriend was the one who suggested to me a threesome. At first I wasn't sure if she was serious. But when I found out she was, I was pretty ecstatic. I never thought there could be an ulterior motive. I'd never known her to be bi or anything like that. And she still identifies as a straight girl. But she seemed keen to experiment and open up as she put it. So I was only happy to go along. The other girl was an acquaintance we only loosely know. And we see her every now and again. My girlfriend knows her better than I do. And she's the one who set most of it up. When we had the threesome, it seemed fun for all of us. And I feel I should point out that it wasn't just me who was having sex with this other girl. But my girlfriend who also having sex with her and doing stuff with her on the day. Now here's where things get messy. About a week later, my girlfriend comes up with a new proposition. She asks me that since I got to have sex with another girl, if she can have sex with another guy. She said it's only fair. Since I got to have sex with a girl outside the relationship, she gets to have sex with a guy. Edit details in case of confusion. She suggested either a MMF threesome, or just her plus another guy, whichever I'd be most amenable to. I instantly said absolutely no. It was out of the question. I pointed out to her that the threesome was for both of us, not just me. And it wasn't just I who had sex with someone outside of our relationship, but she did as well, with the same person. So it's fair and even. I said it shouldn't matter if this other person was same X or opposite X. What's more, I said that when she proposed the threesome, at no point did she suggest, mention, or imply, this would mean she'd be able to try somebody else. I feel like the whole threesome was a setup so she could afterwards push the issue of having sex with another guy. And I am pretty sure she has a guy lined up in mind. It sure sounded like it. So I am pretty obstinate about no. She can't have sex with someone else. She thinks I am being unfair, and maintains the position that she should be allowed to. Since I had sex with that girl in the threesome even though she also had sex with her, I feel like I was manipulated, used, and set up. Part of me fears she's going to go and cheat with the other guy anyway, even though I said no. For this reason I am strongly considering ending our relationship now and going our separate ways. Although personally I'd prefer we settle this in a way without her cheating and without ending our relationship. I am not interested in an open relationship or a duck buddy situation or anything like that. The threesome was fun, but I don't want to do that too regularly. Too long didn't read had threesome with another girl and girlfriend. At the girlfriend's suggestion, girlfriend is using that threesome to now try to leverage being able to sleep with another guy. I said no, since we never agreed on that in the first place. And anyway we both had sex with the girl in the threesome, not just me. Would like a way to settle this without breaking up the relationship, and without her resorting to cheating on me. Update. I got a few requests for an update, so I thought I'd post one. Pretty much what everyone suggested would happen. We broke up. It wasn't nice though. Honestly, I've been kind of regretting the threesome because more I feel like I was strongly manipulated lead into believing it would be just no strings fun whereas it was actually a vehicle for her to have sex with another guy. I sat her down and said to her clearly, I've been thinking about her proposition. And she can have sex with the guy if she tells me who it is. And she has to be honest about if she had this person in mind from the start when she suggested it. She became ecstatic to hear about this, and told me the person was Adam. I know Adam. I've met him a few times. He works at the same place she does. I thought Adam is married, I said. He is, but he and his wife are swingers, she tells me. I then tell her like I said, you are free to have sex with Adam as much as you want, but our relationship is over. She then freaked out at what I said as she slowly realized I was serious and was ending the relationship out of the blue. She wasn't expecting it at all. At first she thought I was kidding. Then she became really angry at me and started shouting and going crazy. She said all sorts of nasty things and told me I lied to her, deceived her, etc. Because I had sex with another woman but won't let her have sex with another man. I told her she's free to have sex with him now, because our relationship is over. And I don't want to be in a relationship with a woman who very clearly lusts after another man. I then said to her something along these lines, I feel like you manipulated me when you suggested the threesome. You said you just wanted to experiment but you were really trying to use it as leverage. So you could have sex with another man. If I had known that was your ulterior motive, I never would have agreed to it. What you did was dishonest and manipulative. Of course, she wasn't too happy to hear this. There was much tears and anguish from her part, but she accepted it eventually. I started getting texts the next day from her. She was apologizing profusely, saying she was sorry. She didn't want to sleep with another man. She regrets suggesting the threesome, and she just wants to continue her relationship with me. I said to her something about us being sexual incompatible. But, honestly I felt like I was just giving her a bullshit excuse. The real reason was that I didn't want a woman that so desperately wanted to have sex with another guy, that she would even manipulate me towards that goal. I keep getting more texts from her and missed calls. Angry ones, apologetic ones, crying ones, and furious ones. Since she didn't seem to get the message that we're through, I am just ignoring her now. Honestly, I am really happy with my decision. No regrets. I feel like I've let go of some negative baggage, and I am already excited about moving on with my life and pursuing future relationships. Too long didn't read we broke up. It sounds like you made the right choice. It really seems like your girlfriend's endgame was to be able to sleep with this Adam guy. On that note, I've yet to hear of a threesome that went well on our relationships, although you probably wouldn't post here if it went right. Edit. Thanks to everyone who is responding with positive threesome poly experiences. It's really awesome to hear good stories on our relationships and get insight into how communication and trust can really help couples open up to one another and explore new experiences. Given that Adam and his wife are swingers, I have no idea why the question wasn't about swinging with Adam and his wife instead of GF asking just to duck Adam. Especially because a lot of swingers don't play without their spouse. This tells me that there's probably something else going on here. I suspect Adam is just a cheater trying to bang his co-worker. This whole thread seems like a fight between people who seem like they feel the need to defend open relationships and people who are judging her as manipulative. There is no universal law to this stuff. If someone wants to break up with someone because their partner suggested they have sex with someone else, more power to them. If they want to allow a specific ex into the bedroom and not another, more power to them. You people trying to dictate that OP needs to accept men if he accepts women are trying to force your personal views on other people's relationship. There are all kinds of people in this world. OP wasn't down for what his partner asked for, to the point he felt offended and manipulated. And he very much has a right to feel that way. No one here has a right to take away his choice in his own relationships just because it doesn't match some ideal you want to impose on everyone else. This sub routinely acts like there is just one set of universal rules that are right or wrong and that they apply to everyone. I see this shit all the time. Second story. My girlfriend 21 female had dinner for the first time at my 21 male house with my parents. She is atheist. When they asked her to say grace, she responded with, "I don't believe in fairy tales." Relationships. Just a background on my family and I were Catholic, but I don't talk about it that much. My parents are much more into their religion than I am. While for me it's just a personal thing that I won't talk about or mention unless asked. While my parents are devout, they don't ever force their religion on anyone and they are polite and respectful to everyone. Same goes for my siblings really. My girlfriend is an atheist. We both are aware of our difference in religious beliefs and we respect that. We don't ever discuss it. It's just something we are aware of and respect. My family has never met my girlfriend before. I sometimes talk her up. So my parents were excited to meet her, as were my brothers and sisters. When she came for dinner at our house, she was very nicely dressed, and very polite the entire time. I had neglected to mention to my parents that she's an atheist. I probably should have, but I forgot and it just didn't come up. Usually when we have dinner, we say grace beforehand. Before we had dinner, my mother asked if my girlfriend would like to say grace for us. My girlfriend said with a laugh, "I don't believe in fairy tales." There was a very awkward pause and my mother seemed very embarrassed. Then she said grace herself, and we had dinner. There were no other oddities or problems for the rest of the meal, but it was a bit awkwardly quiet and uncomfortable. Afterwards when she left, my parents told me she seemed very nice and didn't even mention that incident. I however feel it was a bit rude. She could have just said I am atheist or I am not religious. Instead she went for I don't believe in fairy tales, which I feel was unnecessarily derogatory. I was unsure whether I should confront her about it or just leave it, but I decided I should probably say something. When we were alone later, I asked her why she said that. She told me it was a joke. I told her it was a bit rude and she could have politely declined in another way. She said it was their fault for assuming she was religious. I told her maybe so, but she didn't need to be rude in response. She maintains it wasn't rude and it was just a joke, but I feel it was needlessly disrespectful. Am I wrong here in addressing the issue and asking her to be more polite next time? Or was she right that it's just a joke and I shouldn't have troubled her for it? Should I press the issue further? Or just drop it and apologize for bringing it up? Too long didn't read. Catholic family. Girlfriend is atheist. She came over for dinner. Mother invites her to say grace. She responds with that I don't believe in fairy tales. Awkwardness ensues. I feel the response was unnecessarily rude, but she maintains it was just a joke. Third story. I 28 female literally just found email after email from my fiancé 27 male to his ex-girlfriend 20s belittling me and making fun of me, and worse. I am seriously shocked beyond belief. Breakups. My fiancé, Dale, and I have been together for 5 years. We are as solid as I guess anyone thinks they are before something like this blindsides them. I am in total and complete shock. I am just sitting here shaking. I can't even cry yet. Dale is at work right now. I haven't texted him or called him or anything at this point. When we got together he had just broken up with his college sweetheart. She was his first love. I was afraid I was rebound. He said that wasn't true. I believed him. Rest is history. Sorry as this is rushed and all over the place. Nothing makes sense in my head right now. I used his laptop about 2 hours ago to open his contacts list he has saved on there so I could get addresses for our wedding invites. Been telling him to get those to me for over a week, so I decided to do it. He keeps his contacts info on his email. When I opened his email, I saw an email on the very top of his inbox with the subject line read Jen not real name. How could I win? The subject line got cut off after that, so I couldn't see more without clicking. Jen is the name of his ex from college. I sat there for at least 10 minutes trying to decide if I should open it or not. I decided he should have nothing to hide, so I did it. Rest of the subject line was Regen. How can I when you still exist? The email was her replying to a string of emails between the two of them that has gone on for over a week. Long story short, Dale is still in love with Jen. He thinks about her constantly. He'll never find another woman like her. Even worse is that he makes fun of me and she laughs about it. One email she asks him why I don't make him happy and isn't he satisfied with me. I can't remember word for word, and I don't feel like reading it again, but he said something like she tries. She's just not good though. Way too vanilla. I love her, but the only way I can get off is when I think about ducking you and how wet you'd get. I think every inch of my bed was soaked from your kitten. I have the biggest heart on. Just thinking about it. And then she answered with a bunch of LOLs and said she felt sorry for the poor girl. Another thing he said was that he made fun of me for having a large scar across my chest, onto my left breast, which has disfigured the nipple a bit. He said it looked like something out of Edward Scissorhands. That is almost too much to bear. He might as well have punched me in the gut. I was in an awful car accident when I was a teenager. I had a big piece of dashboard shatter and basically fly into my chest. I almost died. I've never been ashamed of the scar. It's like a constant reminder that I survived something a lot of people don't, and I should be grateful to be alive. The slight disfigurement of the nipple doesn't bother me either. I've always had the attitude of if someone doesn't want me because of a nipple, duck them. But to hear him make fun of something he knows is a result of something so major in my life. My friend was thrown from the back seat and lost her life is just. I have no words. The emails go on. Some are explicit. One she described how she just masturbated while thinking about how he used to go down on her for hours. I am assuming that these emails are just a small portion of their contact. The first email in the thread was Dale talking about how he doesn't think he can marry me and that he thinks about leaving me almost constantly. He said if she lived in this state he'd already have left me. It didn't sound like the first time they'd reconnected, so I am guessing if I snooped I'd find texts too. I don't need to snoop further. I've seen all I need to. Obviously I am not going to stay, despite what he said about me. I am pretty great and I know this. He said he misses backdoor. Apparently I am too vanilla to give it to him. Thing is, I've tried to initiate that as I enjoy it and he told me he wasn't into that. So he lied. Just to cast me in bad light. I am so ducking mad I just want to throw his shit into a pile and light it on fire. But I won't. Because I don't want to give him the satisfaction of knowing how much he hurt me. I am not sure why I posted here. It's too fresh to talk to my friends and family. Should I just pack my stuff and leave with no explanation? Just ghost? I've got too much dignity to scream and cry in front of him. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want comfort or advice or what. I just needed someone to know what happened so I don't feel so alone right now. Too long didn't read. Fiancé made fun of me and sent explicit emails to his ex. Just found them. Heartbroken. Angry. Hurt. Every emotion ever going on. Don't know if I should just ghost him and never see him again or confront him. I need nice words from internet strangers or something right now. Update. Hey everyone. First off, thank you for caring so much about my situation. You all have great advice, encouragement, and you helped me hold on to the strength I need to make it through this. I still have a lot to get through and I am hurting so much right now. It comes in waves. Sometimes I feel so empowered and strong. Then 10 minutes later I am crying in a ball and feel like I can't move or do anything. Last night I texted Dale and told him that my best friend, Jake, had gotten into a fight with his boyfriend and I was going to go stay with him so he could vent and have somebody with him. I told Jake what happened and showed him the emails. I took pictures of them on my phone in case I needed them for whatever reason. Jake and his boyfriend Mike, who he had obviously not gotten into a fight with and was there, were infuriated and we all just sort of cried together for a while. They stayed up with me almost all night helping me figure out my next moves. We all agreed that taking the high road was the best route. We made a list of all the things that were necessary to get out of the apartment. Mike is a property manager for a different apartment complex, so this morning he called my property manager and gave her a very condensed, detail-free version of what was happening. I have always thought it important to get to know your property manager in case you ever have a situation where they can help you out. So she always really liked me. Dale and I have been paying rent on a month-to-month basis for about 3 months because we were starting to look for houses to purchase after we settled down after the wedding. My property manager told Mike that working out getting my name off of the rental agreement wouldn't be a problem and to not worry about the 30-day notice that she typically requires for a tenant moving out. As far as finances go, I make about 70% of our combined income and Dale only covers about 30%. When Jake, Mike, and I were discussing the logistics of me moving out, Mike brought up the point that Dale does not make enough to cover the required 3 times rent and income each month, meaning he will most likely be given notice to move out if he cannot find a roommate fast. We lived in a 1-bedroom, so I doubt he'll be able to find someone quickly who is willing to sleep on a couch versus having their own bedroom, especially since I purchased the couch. So, there isn't even one there anymore. The thought of this brings me great pleasure. As I am sure you can imagine, Jake and I each called out of work today and we rented one of those mover pickup trucks. We were pretty organized after making our list and it only took us a couple of trips to get my stuff out and into Jake and Mike's garage for the time being. Dale texted me a couple of times asking how Jake is and if I am coming home after work tonight. I told him I am already home, not exactly a lie. I was there at the time and then I said Jake was going to be okay and that I just couldn't believe how awful people can be to the people they love. Dale agreed and said that he was glad he had such a good girl like me. It was tempting to say something about how, yeah, I am just so vanilla that way. I didn't. I just told him to always remember that. How great I am to him. He said of course he would. That felt pretty satisfying and I hope he does remember that every day for the rest of his life. Whoever it was that posted about the vanilla ice cream idea, Jake, Mike, and I laughed about that hysterically last night. It was the first thing that made me laugh like that and maybe the only thing for a while. So thank you for that. I didn't end up ruining any of Dale's stuff. I didn't print out the emails and send them to his family friends. I didn't do anything destructive or spiteful. However, after all my stuff was out, Jake and I made a trip to the grocery store. I took that poster's advice and I bought one of those big plastic tubs of vanilla ice cream. I left it on the counter with a note and my engagement ring. I wrote, I know vanilla isn't your favorite flavor, but this is the only vanilla you'll be eating from now on. XOXO. I mean, I am human. I had to leave him with a little bit of a bang. So here I am, staying with Mike and Jake for a while. Finding an apartment will be no issue for me. I am comfortable financially on my own with a stable job. I have to deal with the deposits I put down for the venues for both the wedding and then the reception. I can't right now. I am too much of a mess emotionally. I will by the week's end though, as I know I can't put it off any longer if there's any hope at all of getting refunded. I had already booked our honeymoon, but I did pay the extra for insurance if the trip needed to be cancelled. I honestly don't really know what exactly the insurance covers. I'll have to look into it, whether or not I can get a refund for Dale's ticket. I will be going on my first trip out of the country on my own and I am happy about this. It's one bright thing to look forward to through this whole mess. I will sell my wedding dress, which was a low-cut dress by the way and showed my scar off as much as a wedding dress can. I guess Dale would have found that gross. Or maybe I'll burn it. Burning it sounds kind of fun because I've been holding back so much on not being destructive in a time where I would have found great albeit temporary pleasure in burning everything Dale has ever owned. Burning my dress is something I can do privately that will still be satisfying. I can scream and cry and throw rocks at it, pour lighter fluid all over it, watch it burn, and then cook a s'more over it, because I love s'mores, so why not? I am walking away from Dale with my head held high. The best revenge is to walk away as dignified as possible and to not sink to his level. I was close with his family, but I am not going to worry about what he tells them. I am positive it won't be the truth. There is no way he's got the balls and decency to tell them what he did. But I know what he did. He knows what he did. And all the people who truly love me and who I am close with will know what he did. That's all that really matters. Though it's nice to have those emails just in case Dale tries to take things too far or something. I am going to be okay. I am having one of my empowered moments. Though I just spent the last hour in the bathtub sobbing. Like I said, waves. Jake told me that Dale isn't worthy of my quirky nipple and I agree. When I got in my accident, I was lucky that the shrapnel didn't pierce my heart. I did however suffer from a pretty significant heart contusion, basically a bruised heart among other injuries. It was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. So yeah, this situation makes my heart hurt. But my heart has been through much worse and kept on ticking along. Sorry if I rambled a lot. Posting this to you all is like a form of therapy, and the more thoughts that pop up in my mind, I just write them down for you all to read. I haven't told my family and other friends yet. I'll be tackling that soon. I am glad the invites hadn't already been sent. At least I don't have to send out a cancellation notice. I deleted Dale off all social media and blocked his email address. I didn't block him off my phone yet because, honestly, I am curious to his reaction. I can promise you all that I will not respond at all. Not to a single text or call. But I can't help but be interested to see how he reacts. I will block him tomorrow though. Mike told me that the second his messages turn ugly or hateful because I'm not responding, block him. He doesn't want Dale to hurt me any more than he already has. He's right, and I really do plan to block him regardless by tomorrow after seeing his initial reaction. I guess that's all I have to update. Thank you all for caring about me. I will continue moving forward, and I will never stop wearing clothes that show my scar. I've never hidden it before, and I am not going to let some hole make me feel like I should. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for your love. You gave amazing comments and messages. I will never forget the nice things you all have said to me. Seriously. Thank you. P.S. I think I will dress up as Edward Scissorhands for Halloween. Too long didn't read, got my stuff out of the apartment. Left fiancé with basically no explanation. Besides a tub of vanilla ice cream and a little note. I am feeling okay at this moment, but it's been up and down all day and will continue to for a long time. Edit. So last night got pretty crazy. It started with Dale playing dumb and asking what was going on and what did he do. Like I promised all of you. I didn't respond. The dick knew exactly what he'd done. He just kept texting and kept texting. One text that I found particularly infuriating was, "I can't think of anything I have done to deserve this. Whatever you think I've done isn't true. I am sure you just misunderstood, and I can explain. I mean, damn, you didn't have to be so dramatic and just leave me like this." I love how he was already saying that I just misunderstood what I think he's done and that he can explain. He's such a shit person that he wouldn't even just come out and admit to the emails and say he's sorry. And then to call me dramatic. The texts progressed into angry ones. Here is a string of texts from him. Word for word, except that I corrected some grammar because his grammar is ridiculous. Each text was probably sent about 2 minutes apart, sometimes less. Just so you understand the level of crazy here. I will refer to myself as L in these because he uses my name a lot and my real name starts with an L, so seems appropriate. I blocked him after this. By the way, baby, you know how much I love you. I am at a loss right now. I don't understand. Why won't you answer me? I just tried calling. L, please pick up. We are getting married. I thought you cared about me. I guess I was wrong. I guess you are cold-hearted. L, baby, are you okay? At least answer me so I know you are okay and not hurt or something. Seriously. L, seriously, you're a beach. I didn't mean that. I am just getting really worried and upset. He took about a 20-minute break between that one and this monstrosity. You know what? I did mean that. You're a fucking beach for doing this. If you were unhappy, you should have told me. I can't believe you would do this to me. I love you. You are just like your father, but even worse because at least your mom is a CT and so are you, so who can blame him? Don't ever contact me again or come crawling back, and good luck finding a guy who will love a fucking circus freak beach. LOL. Dumbass. So that's when I blocked him. I know nothing he said was true, but still. This wasn't just an email to his ex. This was something he sent to me directly. I cried a lot after that one. It hit me pretty hard. This is someone I was planning a future with just a couple of days ago. He was so sweet. As far as I knew, obviously. He used to kiss my hand almost every morning. It's just such a shock, it's hard to wrap my mind around it. Last night was a really tough night to get through for me. I keep reading back what I wrote in this update last night and it helps to keep me feeling strong. I keep reading all of your lovely comments and messages from the original post and it helps to keep me feeling loved and strong. Jake and Mike are wonderful and I am lucky to have them to hold my hand and help me through this. Though his texts hurt me, they also reaffirmed that he's a spineless weasel and that I 10,000% did the right thing by leaving. He's making it really easy to get over him. Sorry this got so long. I wanted to really include you all in what's happening. Thanks for checking in on me and caring about what happens to me. Love to you all. Little update. Wow. You are all amazing. Wonderful people. So much love and support. I am crying because of all your lovely, sweet messages. It's honestly so encouraging. I had the intention of responding to some comments, but the post is now locked. So I just wanted to make sure to update this to say thank you. I hope you all see this. I had a lot of people PM me asking if there were any signs that Dale was in a hole so they know what kind of red flags to look out for. Honestly, no. I wish I could say yes to that so I could potentially prevent others from going through what I did or something similar. He was very attentive and loving. He never once made fun of my appearance to my face. He seemed to appreciate my ambition and independence. I never felt controlled or criticized for being a financially stable, educated woman. I had a therapist after I lost my friend in the accident. My father had also walked out earlier that year, so we were discussing this and how I hadn't seen it coming. My therapist told me that people can make you see whatever they want you to see, but that they can't keep up the facade forever. Things almost always come to a head eventually. The only thing you can do is be secure enough with yourself to understand that the faults of others has nothing to do with you. Just make sure you surround yourself with enough good people that you can afford to lose one or two along the way. I suppose that would be my advice on the matter. Love people openly and let yourself be loved, but always keep hold of yourself and make sure you have yourself covered should someone let you down along the way. As far as the dress goes, I believe I will take the advice of many of you and donate it to flood victims in Louisiana. It is a beautiful gown. I think what I will burn instead is my reception dress. I've got to burn something. Thanks Reddit. I sincerely love all of you and wish you the best in all of your life endeavors. I might pop back up in a few weeks to update you all on how I am doing. 3L. Hit like. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to our channel.